What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me on this reaction journey. Today is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 2, Episode 10. Last time we left off, there was a stand user pretending to be Kakyoin. JoJo beat him. We also learned there's 4 more stand users after JoJo's crew, so I'm excited to see what we're in for today. Let's go! Tokyo. Where are we visiting today? Okay, India. Yeah. Simple people. Nice. Ah, the simple life. Wow. All the horn blowing. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Okay. With a tip. What? JoJo! Chai. Not chai tea. Yeah, it better be amazing. Look at Joseph. You can pick anything. Okay, what? Sure you want to leave your bag out in the hallway though? What happened? What about the toilet? What? Wait, what? Dude! He eats the... Oh, that is messed up. Dude, I ain't using that bathroom. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. Dude, nah, no. Oh, dude, a sand user already? There was a pig in the toilet. That was not an illusion. What is that? Dude, hey, he's just crawling in? Where, is that the, Oh! There we go. Ah! It is the man with 2 right hands. He could be anywhere. Yep. Yep. Man. Yep. Whoa, that's a bad idea. Oh man. This is a bad idea. Talk some sense into him. Oh. Oh man. Oh, come on. He's trying to save your life, man. Oh! Yeah. Pride before a fall. Please make me your wife. What? What? Okay, right, a drifter, okay. Shit, princess. Oh man. I don't buy that. What? I'm not buying a single word he's saying. See, yeah. That elephant's kind of fast. A mark. That's Mr. Centerfold. Or Centerfold. Oh! There it is. Okay, got a cobra. Wait! That's no normal bullet. Oh, the mirror. He's gonna walk to the location? This man really out here doing this by himself. Oh! The fight's coming to you. Yeah, he's gone. Watch your back, Jean-Pierre. Oh. Whole horse. Oh, trash. Oh. All right.
戦車は兵隊より強いし、このホルホースのエンペラーはアンさんより強いから、銃は剣よりも強し。名言だ。さっきから何が言いてんだ。
This guy.
のスタンドは弾きだ。何？お弾きだ？
A pea shooter. These two. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Okay. That's no. It curved. The bullet is off on my stance. This is ridiculous. Move. Oh man. I'll save you. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Dude. No. Hey. Ah. Dude, what happened? Ain't no way he died. Where's the bullet? No! He's really dead. The bullet like it went in his head. Oh, he's in denial. I know good and well. No, hey. What? Come on, man. Slow. Oh, he is crying. Man. Alright, that was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, episodes 6 through 10. Here's some thoughts. Anne spat out water. The human body requires large amounts of water and can only survive for a few days without it. There's also a BBC Science Focus article. How long could you live submerged up to your chin in water? Assuming the water is warm enough that you don't simply die of hypothermia, the next problem will be your skin. For reasons that still aren't well understood, human skin starts to break down after continuous immersion in water of a few days. You'd suffer open sores and be liable to fungal and bacterial infections just from the spores on your skin, even if the water itself was perfectly sterile. The pressure of the water also reduces the circulation to your extremities and makes breathing more difficult. Just as interesting, there's a study that suggests people living next to water may live longer. Researchers saw a 12 to 17% reduced risk of dying for people living within 250 meters of a body of water compared to the rest of a city's population. With Anne pretending to be a boy, I don't doubt Mulan or someone else came to mind. A female disguising as a male has happened all throughout history though. Rina Kanikogi was a renowned Jewish-American judo expert, but in 1959 she found that she could not compete because she was a woman. She disguised herself as a man so she could participate in a YMCA judo tournament, and she won, defeating all of her competitors. After it was discovered that she was a woman, Rina was forced to return the medal she had won. And then there was Joan of Arc, who dressed in white armor and rode a white horse when she led her army. Joan of Arc, a pious peasant in medieval France, believed that God had chosen her to lead France to victory in his long-running war with England. With no military training, Joan convinced Crown Prince Charles of Valois to allow her to lead a French army to the besieged city of Orleans, where they achieved a stunning victory. After seeing the prince crowned King Charles VII, Joan was captured by enemy forces, tried for witchcraft, and burned at the stake at the age of 19. There's also a study on female gender swapping in online games. Around 390 million female gamers were reported in China as of February 2020, which accounts for 45.6% of the overall gamers in China. The purpose of the study was to explore the gender swapping behaviors of female players, so Final Fantasy XIV was chosen as the research site. In general, the explanatory power of gender role orientation on gender swapping behavior was only 1.8%, indicating that from a practical perspective, gender role orientation had little on women's gender swapping. As a reference, Tanbi refers to a psychological indulgence in enjoying novels, comics, or series on love and sex between attractive males, which is not only associated with same-sex tendencies, but also with the strong aesthetic demand for the physical beauty of males. Sexual orientation and Tanvi tendency had relatively strong explanatory powers for gender swapping, which accounted for 14% of the total variation of the dependent variable. Multivariate regression analysis results revealed that perceived benefits and safety were the strongest predictive independent variables set for gender swapping and could explain 14.8% of the total variation in gender swapping. Existing studies suggest that gender swapping might cause players to adopt more aggressive and stereotype behaviors, but the study found that the associations between gender swapping and aggressive and dominant behaviors were very weak. The stand name Dark Blue Moon seems appropriate. The moon and Earth exert a gravitational pull on each other. On Earth, the moon's gravitational pull causes the oceans to bulge out on both the side closest to the moon and the side farthest from the moon. These bulges create high tides. But with the name Dark Blue Moon, specifically Blue Moon, this is what's been said. Quite where the term Blue Moon came from is unclear. It may be a mispronunciation of the disused word Beloway, which means to betray. This may be a reference to the betrayal of the usual idea of having one full moon in each month, or perhaps the betrayal by the moon of worshippers attempting to determine the position and duration of Lent in the calendar year. It seems appropriate because the captain isn't who he appeared to be, as he said he was going to take them out one at a time. Anne said, "This demon's blade is telling me that it wants the blood of its 340th victim already." I thought this was interesting and not a random number. The main connection to the number 340 is in astrology, and the number symbolizes a time of growth and healing. So an angel number is being related to what Anne calls a demon blade. Seems antithetical, which means directly opposed or contrasted. Antithesis is a literary device that positions opposite ideas parallel to each other. Think heroes and villains, hot and cold, bitter and sweet. When JoJo said that he figured out how to spot stand users, he admitted he lied, and the way he turned, we got a side view of him. With his nose, it was like it extended, similar to Pinocchio. As most know, Pinocchio is a puppet, and when he lies, his nose grows long. With Captain Dragon, there is a real-life musician named Daryl Dragon who went by the name Captain. The stand user Captain Dragon can hold his breath underwater for 6 minutes and 21 seconds. The lungs alone should contain enough oxygen to sustain us for about 4 minutes, yet few people can hold their breath for even close to that long without practice. When immersed in water, people can hold their breath even longer. This extension may stem in part from increased motivation to avoid flooding the lungs with water. On March 27, 2021, Croatia's Budimir Sobat achieved the world record for breath holding underwater with a time of 24 minutes and 37 seconds. It should be noted he breathed pure oxygen before immersion. In episode 7, Dio and Inyaba's conversation included statements such as, "People want money, they want fame." With those first two statements, there was a shot of Dio looking into the mirror. Vanity describes Dio to a T. I thought Dio was referring to his battle with Jonathan when he said, if they lose the battle and fail to obtain what they desire, they feel frustration and a sense of failure. They are hurt, and they feel fear when faced with the next battle. At that point, Dio places a hand on his shoulder with the Joestar symbol. I thought he was talking about himself. He then admits the Joestar bloodline is what concerns him. Also, I never commented on the star on his shoulder. The Sentai series Gokaiger, there's a character named Doc who pretended to have a star-shaped birthmark on his arm. So it would be awesome if this was a homage to JoJo. This episode has a scary movie vibe. So Jotaro Kujo, we know that's his last name. Kujo is the name of a novel about a Saint Bernard dog that terrorizes and kills people. Also, the film version was released in 1983, the current setting in JoJo. Being trapped on the boat with an orangutan is kind of like what happens to the group of friends in the 1990 film Shakma, except they're battling a baboon, not an orangutan, and they're inside a building. When Anne is taking a shower and the orangutan opens the curtain, it resembles the 1960 film Psycho. In Greek mythology, both gods and mortals coveted the golden apples the mother goddess Gaia gave as a wedding present to Hera and Zeus. For a long time, an apple has been associated with the Bible account of the Garden of Eden. Turns out that's actually inaccurate. In the Hebrew Bible, a generic term, peri, is used for the fruit hanging from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Peri could be absolutely any fruit. With that said, the stand user has half of an apple, implying he has attained knowledge. He didn't rip it apart. Anne confirmed this when she said, "This apple's been cut with a knife and the color hasn't changed yet." The orangutan acts human to some degree, even looks human. I originally thought it was a human who got trapped in the orangutan's body or was transformed. With the colors, we see the orangutan is green, JoJo, Star Platinum, and Anne are blue, showing which side each are on. With the orangutan's surrender, many primate species, including orangutans, will open their mouths and bare their teeth in a smile as a threat or to signify they feel unsafe. 7 stand users were sent after JoJo and crew. Biblically, the number 7 is a number of completeness, divine perfection, or something that is finished. Dio, a character full of vanity and conceit, would likely see himself, his plans as perfect. But he's not perfect. He can't achieve perfection. By the end of the episode, Inaba mentions the remaining 6 stand users. Regarding the number 6, it can be seen as also representative of the number of imperfection, which is fitting for Dio, who can never reach perfection. With episode 8, the scary movie vibe continues. We have a Chucky influence, I'm assuming. The doll's head turns around like in The Exorcism. Dio being on the television screen reminds me of The Ring. Soul Sacrifice was going to electrocute Jean-Pierre using a hairdryer. By 1990, there were 17 electrocutions per year caused by handheld hair dryers falling in the water. Approximately 10 of these deaths are to children under 10 years of age. Data on annual hairdryer-related electrocution deaths resulting from water contact were developed for the 1980 to 2007 study period, were estimated to reduce the rate of hairdryer immersion electrocution deaths by 96.6%. This suggests the prevention of about 280 immersion electrocution deaths involving hairdryers during the post-intervention period. Numerology is an ancient mystical science which attributes deeper meaning to numbers. Per one source, angel number 1212 is a sign that you have worked hard and reached a crucial point in your process, but there's still more to go. You're building momentum towards something new and you're halfway there. If I had to guess, the number was placed there to let viewers know we're halfway through this arc's journey. With episode 9, this episode draws similarities to the 1982 film The Thing, another horror film where an alien transformed into people and animals. The Stand, Yellow Temperance, devours things slowly, drawing some similarities to the 1988 remake of The Blob, another horror film where an alien expands and consumes people. We see that when a dog is consumed. The law of 5 states simply that all things happen in 5, or are divisible by or are multiples of 5, or somehow directly or indirectly appropriate to 5. 23 is an example of this. If you take 2 plus 3, you get 5. If you take 1 and 4, you get 5 as well, so there's that. And depending, 23 and 14 can be associated with unlucky numbers. Kakyoin saying JoJo resembles how Dio would say it. I think that's a hint that things aren't what they seem. The twist threw me off because earlier, Kakyoin was under Dio's control, and I figured he was just a sleeper agent, but I was wrong there. When JoJo goes into the next cable car, there's a woman colored magenta and the seats are magenta, not the entire cable car. Most times, magenta has been used for JoJo's opposing forces like Dio. The stand user is disguised as a woman, but the colors become several blues. Midnight blue projects sophistication and elegance, while its deep hue can also come across as dark and mysterious. One of the things navy blue relates to is the evil eye. The evil eye can inflict harm, suffering, a curse. The horror movie vibes continue in episode 10 as well. The hangman being in the mirror is kind of like Candyman. The pig toilet was once a key sanitation building in rural China, Korea, and India. It was ruthlessly efficient, combining a toilet for people with a sty for pigs. An issue with it is something like the pork tapeworm, which can go from human feces in the pigs and then back into humans if the pork isn't cooked well enough. These particular toilets are mostly gone, but as is said, apparently some still survive in rural parts of China and India. This is a good episode that let us dive into the setting. When writing stories, you have to breathe life into the setting. Let the world feel lived in. It works extremely well with novel writing. To flesh out the settings, to let the scene breathe, and let the audience experience the culture. I think with novel writing, you have a much easier time describing what the senses are experiencing, with smell, taste, touch, hear, and see. Jean-Pierre and the Hangman were both in purple. The coloring seems fitting for what happens later in the episode. Jean-Pierre in Seeking Vengeance said, "Mr. Joestar, I'll be traveling alone from here. He should be worried that I'll come for his head in his sleep. You were just lucky that you beat me in Hong Kong." Abdal even called him such a selfish man. Holhorse said, Dio said that Polnareff was a man who underestimated others. While purple is associated with royalty, it has negative connotations. The negative meanings of purple are decadence, conceit, and pomposity. Purple is also the color of mourning or death in many cultures, which happens in this episode with Abdal dying. Viewers may have suspected that it would be Jean-Pierre. I did. But decadence can mean marked by decay or decline, and also behavior, attitudes, etc. that fall in standards, especially moral ones. Pomposity means supersized self-confidence, and conceit means an excessively favorable opinion of one's own ability, importance, wit, etc. This fits Jean-Pierre to a fault. Holhorse says the gun is mightier than the sword. That's not exactly accurate. The pen is mightier than the sword, which refers to words being more effective than violence. There is, however, a 2004 song called "The Gun is Mightier Than the Sword." Holhorse gives off the cowboy vibe. The confrontation seems like something that's right out of a western. Even the music gives off a western vibe. As before, Holhorse is colored magenta, and Jean-Pierre is green, colors opposite of one another. Holhorse's bullet curves. In real life, DARPA is working on Exacto, which stands for Extreme Accuracy Task Ordnance. It's a smart bullet that actually steers itself. The United States is working on that, and that was announced in 2015. In 2016, Russia was working on something similar. With Abdal dying, it's tough because though we didn't know too much about him, he was very likable. He was very mature and intelligent, a character JoJo's crew needed to keep them centered. Earlier, Jean-Pierre made a fire clock for Abdal. Looking back, I think the fire clock really did symbolize how much time Abdal had left. When he died, there was smoke around him temporarily. It was like a fire going out. Jean-Pierre was breaking down. It's likely he was experiencing some kind of trauma or PTSD because he lost his sister to the same man who took Abdal's life. Well, that's it for episodes 6 through 10, onward to episode 11. If you like this video, please like, share. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Take it easy.